Hello everyone and welcome to my new video. And what is this video about? Well, this is the final piece in my mini-series of videos featuring me using Ableton to try and copy warp artists from 20 years ago. And for this episode, it's everyone's favourite psychedelic mong-out band. So join me as we bosh some magic mushrooms and all gather round the campfire to feel both dystopian and utopian nostalgia for eras in modern history that we are all too young to have experienced, unless you're 50. We're going to make music that sounds like it was shot on a Super 8 cine camera by your dad. It's Boards of Canada. From Scotland. Oh, Scotland. Boards of Canada. Very sexy much money, Penny. So I've got a couple of breaks here that I'm going to use later, but I'm going to start with operator, which is here. So what am I going to do? Okay, I need to think. Oh, let's just drink some beer. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and go for a sort of music has the rights to children kind of vibe. You know, I'm obviously not going to sound exactly like them, and I don't think that you should try and sound like them either, but this is fun. It's fun doing this. I got my keyboard out, so I'm going to try and do some interesting chord progressions because, as I said in my slightly trolly intro, that you know, the thing about Boards of Canada for me, the thing that I latch onto is, well, their textures, but also their very interesting approach to harmony and chord progressions and their choices of notes. You know, it's all about the choices of notes that they make. So I sort of tried to come up with a chord progression earlier, which sort of is like a minor thing. And then I went to the same chord, but I moved the root down. So it's kind of like a C minor with a major 7, and then I went to this, and I have no idea what that is. I think it's a B flat minor. So that's a B flat minor, but that's the 4th. So it's like a B flat minor suspended 4th, and then I went down to an A major, but I raised the 3rd to the 4th. So I'm going to what tempo should we do? Let's do like 90 BPM. Okay, so I'm going to kind of tinkle around it. I'm not going to like play the chords. I'm just going to like tinkle around, you know, like a little wee wee. Okay, that'll do. So, what was that? I don't know. Should I quantize it? Did I make a mistake there? You know what? I'm just going to do it again. That was awful. No metronome, that's why. Okay. Oh God, that was terrible too. Okay, okay, let's try now. 2. Okay, how was that? Okay. All right. So now God, do I quantize it? I tell you what, I'll leave it unquantized and then I'll get on to trying to make that sound more boardsy. So I'm going to use operator. I'm going to use some sine waves. Let's turn the filter off. And I kind of want to make it sound a bit like Boards of Canada. How am I going to do that? Okay. Well, let me think. Okay. So first of all, I'm going to just make it a little bit plonky IDM. I'm going to, on the amplitude envelope, I'm just going to pull that decay down a little bit so there's just a nice little click. I'm going to put the release up quite considerably, but I want to limit how many voices I have. I don't want that much polyphony. I want some polyphony, but not too much. So I'm going to try 3, maybe 4 voices. Let's start with 3 and see how we get on. Yeah, that sounds pretty Music Has the Right to Children to me, I think. So, yeah, it's kind of that music box thing, you know, that's what I'm thinking of. But we kind of want to make it sound like it has some texture. I personally have no idea what Boards of Canada do and how they make their music. I have no idea. I think I read once in an interview that they like to record stuff to tape, like a crap tape machine, and then sample that. Lots of these kind of processes, they don't strike me as a band that are so wrapped up in complex sound design. They're more kind of interested in interesting processes, running things through all kinds of things and whatever. But I have no idea how they do it. I can just, I hear it, I think. So the first thing I want to do is I want to kind of simulate that sort of wibbly wobbly tape thing, but without having to use a tape thing. So how can I do that? Well, I could probably I could just nudge the pitch. Could just nudge the pitch wheel on the synth. So I'm just nudging the pitch bend. Could maybe overdub some of those. Okay, that'll do. So let's have a look at that. Did I just do that? Yep, there they are. There are those little pitch nipples I made. So I don't want to pitch it down too far though. So let's go to the pitch bend on operator and put it to like 1 semitone. We just want a little bit of wibble. Yeah, maybe 2 semitones. All right. And then another thing I want to do is I want to detune it even further. I'm going to use an LFO. I'm going to use a sample and hold LFO, very low. I'll have the re-trigger on, and I'll start by having the rate all the way down and the amount all the way down. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a sample and hold LFO rooted to the pitch. So using a tiny, tiny, tiny little amount and a very, very slow rate. So basically what happens is that every time that we get a new MIDI note, it's going to slightly down tune it to give it that very sort of disorientating, out of tune, kind of broken music box thing, which is what I'm hearing when I hear old Boards of Canada. You, on the other hand, might be hearing something else, and that's great. I'd love to hear it. Love to hear about it in the comments. So let's see what we get. Let's try like 10%. Okay, that sounded good. So I'm just going to quickly switch to the algorithms, and I want to use oscillator 2. But these are all going to run in parallel, so I'm basically got like a couple of parallel oscillators. I'm going to use white noise, and I'm just going to dial in a tiny little bit of white noise here. There we go. Quite a lot of release. I wonder if we could use the looped noise, if that would. Doesn't really make much difference. We'll just go with the normal noise. Okay, now I'm going to overdrive that like an idiot. Okay, let's see what this is like. I might try and do a little bit of attack, see what that's like, see if we can get some short attack and short decay. might just try a bit more pitch modulation. Okay. I can always dial it back a bit later. Now I'm going to put some reverb into the overdrive because I'm crazy. I'm just a crazy guy. Oh, that's good, isn't it? That was good. Not so much dry wet. I'll just stick with these settings for now. So the reason why I used a low polyphony is because I quite like the way that when you use low poly on a polysynth to do this kind of plinky plonky stuff, is that old notes get cancelled out by new ones. So when you do stuff with a long release time, you don't have to worry about all these overlapping overtones and stuff. So the way that that should come out now, that synth sound, is that I don't have to hold the key on the keyboard. I can just ping it and it will ring out. So we can do all kinds of like... But it doesn't get too overwhelming. If we went for like 20 voices and I did something like what I just did. There's a little bit too much going on there for me, too many overtones, overlapping notes, especially when they're out of tune. So I'll go for a 3-voice polyphony. Okay, that sounds all right. And maybe I might just compress it like an idiot as well, because like compressed reverb sounds pretty good. I'm just gonna quickly use the glue. Oh, that noise is still going. Maybe pull back that release time a bit. Okay, how's that? Okay, let's listen to our riff. Okay, it is a little rich in the high mids. Let's have a look. Yeah, it's all kicking off around here. So might want to EQ that out later. Anyway, we'll worry about that. We'll worry about that later. Now let's do the bass. Let's do some bass. The bass isn't going to be very exciting, I'm afraid. More sine waves. More sine waves. Yeah. Oh, good sine waves though. They're good, aren't they? Okay, so I'll just use the click. Okay. Oh, I messed up that looping. I should use the push. I put the push into session view. Okay. All right. So I've got my keyboard on my right hand and push on my left hand. So let's neaten this up a little bit. I'm not gonna quantize anything yet. I'm gonna leave it all as is. See how it sounds when I introduce the drums later. So. Okay, sounding pretty boardsy to me. So I've got a couple of drum loops here that I'm going to mess around with. They're all ones that I've picked from my library and chopped up a bit. But I want to kind of like switch between two different drum breaks, you know. That was something that I always noticed about some tracks on Music Has the Right to Children and some of their other stuff, is that they would kind of use little bits of breaks. Sometimes they wouldn't kind of play a whole loop. I mean, some of their stuff sounds like drum machines and or like one-shot samples, but some of it sounds like they're just firing off little bits of drum breaks, and I always quite like that, kind of like 90 BPM breakcore. So that's what I'm going to try and do. I'm going to use these use these two breaks and maybe make like a little follow action sequence. Let's see what this. Okay, so that could go for, so they're all going to go next. Maybe this can go for 1, Okay, so that's going to be our kick, and then what do we have here? Okay. Okay, I think maybe I want to use... I'll just mute the other stuff for now. Yeah, I want to use that. So how long's that? That's 3 beats. So you can play for 3 beats, maybe, and then go next. And then maybe for... Oh, do a copy here. And this one, let's find a bit that you can do. What can you do? Maybe you can go for 3 beats too. I know. I'm going to have to test this to see if I'm doing it. Okay, and then I want like a reversey one. So I might use this one. Yeah, and that will reverse that one. And that can go for 1 beat. So now let's put these all together and see how they sound. Okay, they're all playing too long, so it actually wants to go for half of 3, which is 1-2. So that's 1 beat and 2 units rather than 3 beats. Let's see how that sounds. Okay, that's still not right. Okay, let's have a look here. I think that's because that one's maybe too long. This might take a little bit of time. Bear with me. Yeah. Okay, that last reversey snare was too long. Now let's have a listen. Okay, this third clip, I would maybe like to find a different area of the clip to use. Okay. Yeah, that's all right. Yeah, okay, that's good. So yeah, to me, they were that's quite evocative of their sound, in my opinion. Yeah, that's my opinion. Yeah, that's my opinion. That's my opinion on the matter. Okay, let's listen to the whole thing. See where we are now. Okay, that's sounding okay to me. I think maybe what I'd like to do is get like just 1 kick drum in there to just bang every bar. That one's quite good. That'll do. I don't really care what it is. I just want it to be there. So yeah, that can replay. I don't want to warp it, so I'll just say play again. Every bar. Okay, so because this is a follow action, I'm going to use the push. Well, actually, I can just trigger it here. So I'm just going to trigger scene 1 to start off the sequence. So yeah, I left the quantize off. I didn't quantize. I'm not going to quantize. I mean, I could quantize. I could maybe do 2. Let's do a compare and contrast with the two clips. So we'll have one clip quantized. So what have I done here? Let's not think about it. Let's just quantize what's there. This bass line will quantize nicely, but this first thing, the keyboard thing, I don't know. Let's listen. Oh, hang on a minute. Let's move those down there and then put that there and then fire off scene 1. Decide which one I like, the quantized one or the unquantized one. It's Boards of Canada. I doubt they cared about quantized. I can't actually tell the difference, so I'll leave the quantized one in, but we're going to use the unquantized one. Okay, so what could we do next? Our kind of plinky plonky thing is sounding okay. The bass is just doing its thing. That's our kick drum. The drum breaks are sounding okay. Oh no, I wanted to do like a little bit of filtery wibbly wobble. It's all about the micro wibbles with Boards of Canada. That's what I like about them. These tiny little fluctuating modulations that are just barely noticeable. Let's I soloed a track and forgot about my mic. So let's filter these drums with a bit of envelope. We'll have the attack down, the release down quite low too. See what we get. Okay, that's a bit aggressive. Okay, I like how that's sounding. That'll do. Oh, I have to keep firing scene 1. Okay. Here it is, the work in progress. The thing I like about this chord progression is that the last note is a minor third above the, a minor first, I should say, above the root, which is incredibly tense. Yeah. Actually, if we don't fire off the follow actions and just let them do their own thing, it doesn't really matter. It still sounds okay. Interesting. Okay, what do we need? What else do we need? We need like a kind of synthy lead line, a sort of sawtoothy, filtery, sawtoothy kind of lead thing. Okay, we could use operator again. Okay, we're going to use operator. Let's cancel culture all those clips and okay. Oh, that's a nice chord. Oh, oh, jazzy. But we're not doing that today. So, right, what was the chord progression? Okay, so I will play that in here. Okay. Oh, with the rest of the track would be good. Okay, let's go. And I count in. Oh my God, can't get it right today. Let's go. That's the one. mess that up a bit, but it's okay. Because we're using MIDI, so we can tighten it all up and make it all perfect. Again, I could turn the quantize off, but for this, I would maybe like it to be quite precise. So I'm going to quantize that. I'll hit legato here. There we go. Now they're all nicely lined up. And I'll stop all these clips and just concentrate on this lead part now. So yeah, I think I want to use like a square wave. I'm going to do more of that detuning thing because that's what's motivating me about doing this. Let's get the arpeggiator. Okay, won't use that just yet. Let's do a synth patch. Whoa. Filter down. Okay, this is going to be interesting because I want to use the LFO to do the same detune thing, unless I just use the pitch wheel again. Let's have a listen. Actually, I could use the mod wheel to do the filter. So let's go to the MIDI bit. Let's go mod wheel, and let's say mod wheel to filter frequency. Okay, I'll record that as MIDI. Okay, we might have to do a little bit of editing there. Let's go to the control modulation. Okay, okay, let's just delete that. Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing again with the LFO. I'm going to use a sample and hold LFO at a very low rate, retrigger on, rate at 0, and I'll just apply it to the pitch of oscillator A, and just a tiny little amount, maybe 9%. That's a bit much. Okay, now I'm going to use the arpeggiator. I'm going to put the voices to 1. I'll take retrigger off. And I'm going to automate the rate on the arpeggiator across that clip to get like some interesting kind of sort of a lead line, but not really. So I'm going to click on the rate and go show automation. Let's have a look at this. And maybe I'll do some unlinked automation because that's my favorite thing right now. So it's currently at 16. So let's just draw in some stuff here. Let's go for like maybe some 8th notes here and some 8th notes here. Okay, let's maybe do like a 30-second note here. Okay, so I need to have more release on the synth. Little bit of glide as well. Not going up and down. Let's use like converge or diverge or something. Yeah, that's all right. Put the frequency up a bit. Maybe we could use like a second saw in parallel with the first one. but maybe an octave lower. Just a tiny bit. And maybe detune it a tiny bit, or uptune it. Okay, that's all right. I'm going to use another auto filter now to do like, because we're using a low pass on the synth, but I want to use a high pass to just take out some of those lows, and also wobble that a little bit too, quite fast. And then let's compress it like an idiot. Just with the glue, let's just do a little bit of that. A little bit of reverb. Okay, let's listen to the whole thing. I hope it sounds good. Otherwise, this is going to be very embarrassing. Okay, it's missing something though. I'm just trying to think. It needs like children, sounds of children playing or something, or, you know, like, need some children, you know, children playing. Where's my BBC thing? BBC. Let's have a look. Let's have a look in the BBC folder. What have we got here? Babies, yeah, babies. We want babies. Let's put babies in. 18-week boy happy. That'll do. Yeah, that's gonna. But let's down tune it like 7 semitones, so it sounds a bit strange. And then we'll put a bit of echo on it, so that it's psychedelic. Get some echo here. Yeah. Not too much feedback. A little bit though. I'll do a little bit of the filter here, like this. And again, let's compress it like an idiot. Something like this will do. Let's go down quite a bit. I'm going to compress it after the echo because I'm crazy. And pull that feedback down. Okay, let's have a listen. Wasn't supposed to tail like that, never mind. Have some more sound effects of children. Let's have some more sound effects of children. What have we got here? Let's use the BBC stuff. What do we got? Come on. Horses? No. Sports and leisure? No. This is like choosing a question for Trivial Pursuit, isn't it? British birds, sports and leisure, ships and boats, hospitals, gosh, adventures, sports, livestock. Ah, schools and crowds. Yeah, this might be good. Yeah, so what we've got in here. Let's have a look here. Girls' changing room. What? BBC? That's a bit weird. I don't think I want to listen to that. It's a bit strange. Oh, what's this one? Junior playground, boys and girls. Yeah, we want that. Yeah, okay. So let's put that in. But I want it to kind of fade in and out. So I'll use like the auto pan here. I'll use like a triangle wave, whack it up, put the phase down, have it quite slow. And I think maybe what I should do is I'll put this echo on a second return track, not the reverb. Let's insert another return track here. And we'll put these guys on there. And we'll send these sound effecty things to those. Let's see what we get. Gosh, I've been going a long time. I should probably wrap up soon. So I just want to resample these drums. So I'll just do like a resample here. And I'll solo that track and resample it. Okay, successful resample. So I'm going to abandon using those follow actions now because I want the thing to restart where it's meant to each time. Let's listen to our track. Okay, a couple more things I'll do. I'll just stick a glue compressor on the master bus and compress the master like an idiot. Don't call out my limiter, okay? So let's try something like this. Actually, let's put the limiter afterwards. All right, look, this is just a rough thing, okay? Don't get in the comments. Oh, why are you putting a limiter? No one cares. Okay, one last thing. I'm just going to get all of the... I promise this will be the last thing. I'm sure you're all bored to death now. So this one will be a group of clips that will mute. How am I going to do that? Because some of them are MIDI. This is going to be complicated. Okay, I'll just use the ones that are just audio. So that would be this one, this, not that one, this one and this one. And they can all go down in volume. And then the operator ones, we'll just delete the MIDI. So that one, that's our, was that the bass line? Christ, lost track. No, that was the melody thing. Okay, so I should just have labeled the tracks, shouldn't I? Would have been a better example. Okay, that's our synthy trumpet thing. So yeah, I'll go in there and just remove that. And then what I'll do is I'll just tell them to follow action after 8 cycles. And then some of them will mute and some of them won't. And it will be a bit random. It'll be interesting. We don't have to arrange it. We can just stick it on and then we'll go in the garden, you know, take some Polaroids, have a nice time. The whole song stopped. All that note is that too much release on that note there. Need to do something about that. 42 seconds, that's why. Okay. What's it gonna do? The same thing again. Okay, I think what I need to do is maybe copy the good ones underneath so that there's more chance of something happening that isn't just silence. Come on, Ableton, make my track for me. I'm waiting. Okay, I think that will do. So I'm going to zip this set up now and go and put it on my Patreon. If you would like to support me on Patreon and download this Ableton set plus every other set ever made by anyone ever in the entire history of Ableton sets, then you can do that. And it's very nice when people do that. I hope you enjoyed that. I quite enjoyed that. Yeah. I enjoyed it. Also, I'd just like to say that I'm currently offering remote one-to-one tuition on music production, so get in touch with me and maybe you'd like some lessons if you want. Otherwise, just keep watching the videos. I won't tell you to like and subscribe, so don't subscribe. Just don't do it. I can't stand any of you, okay? Please stop. Just stop it. Thank you.